Yes, good morning everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on performance marketing, metrics and optimization. I am Satna Singh, your host for today's session. On the behalf of entire team of Satna Incubation Center and Satna Smart City Development Limited, I welcome you all to this session, specially designed to startups of Satna. Today, we have an opportunity to know the world of performance marketing and with our esteemed mentor, Vignesh Raja, who brings a wealth of experience as a product head, strategy consultant, keynote speaker, advisor, and mentor. So, before we start to our audience, I want to encourage you to actively participate in today's session. If you have any queries throughout the session, feel free to type them in the chat box. Make this session as interactive and beneficial as possible. So, let's start the session with our esteemed mentor. Enjoy, learn, and make this experience truly valuable. So, over to you, sir.
Thanks a lot, Sanjana, for having me here. It's always a pleasure to step in to Satna's incubation opportunity. I can see that a lot of entrepreneurs are very excited to grow their business using digital marketing. So, in this session for today, I'm going to be quickly trying to make everyone understand introduction to performance marketing. So, the basic idea, I'm very sure most of you will understand what digital marketing is. So the core idea of the performance marketing is that it's largely a results driven strategy, and there are specific aspects you will have to understand. So I'm very sure हमारे वो entrepreneurs जो कोई है, so there are specific objectives you will want to achieve. It can be maybe making people aware that you exist. So that is the basic essence of marketing. You may want to expand the following which you have in the market presence. You may want to increase the links or probably the uh, your application. In case you have a mobile application, you may want to have more people download your mobile application. Or in case you want to reach out to your target audience in terms of leads and possibly conversion. So let's say you have a product or you have a service and you want to convert into potential sales, you will definitely want to do it. Or some of you may have an existing base of people, but you may want to engage. So these are typically the various objectives you will want to achieve. So here, what we will typically do is we will want to focus on a manner where the let's say you invite a third party, a vendor or an entity. So you will only specifically spend money for activity only on upon completing these objectives. So that's the basic essence of it. And to do this, there is a basic level of awareness you will have to have, and which is where one, I will again repeat it, what objective you want to achieve. क्योंकि जो कोई आप करना चाहोगे, you will have to identify and understand what is the goal you want to achieve and how much budget you will have to do and how will you want to go about doing this activity. I will explain a little further on the subsequent slides. And most important thing is there are specific metrics you will have to understand. We will discuss more on the subsequent slides because the most important thing is understanding, is the campaign on the right target? Is the metrics right? Is the campaign doing well? Are we on the right track? Is it reaching the intended target audience? Is the content right? Is the content resonating with the target audience? Do your customers like the content? Do they like, share, subscribe? What and which is where to identify if we are on the right track, we have to understand these by way of metrics or the numbers. And that is something which is a very integral part of performance marketing. We will discuss further on what are the metrics you will have to focus on. And thankfully, there is a lot of data analytics or insights which are available, which I will share towards the end on live screen as well, so that you will understand objectively how you go about checking these out. And most importantly, with regard to the entire spectrum of digital marketing, it's more about taking decision on the basis of data which you have. So many instances आप जो सोचेंगे, ओके, ये प्रोडक्ट इंट्रोड्यूस करना है तो इंट्रोड्यूस कैसे करेंगे, और अगर आपके पास वो रिस्पांस आ रहा है तो इज द टारगेट ऑडियंस राइट, नहीं तो कोई और ऑडियंस के पास आप मार्केटिंग करना है, or is the pricing right, or are the competitors doing better. So it's more about identifying all these inputs ताकि आप भी decision ले लें, and most importantly it's informed decision. That's the most important point to it. And another thing which many people will not tell you is, in social marketing or social media marketing, do not expect immediate success or quick success. It requires a lot of sustained progress and consistency. Many people ऐसे एक पोस्ट आज ऑनलाइन पे छोड़ देंगे और फिर भूल जाएंगे. So but you will have to also understand that the social media marketing or any form in the entire spectrum of digital marketing, it's consistency which is very important. मतलब अगर you do any initiative on the first week of the month, then you will have to come back and the next week. So it's not about every day, it's not about the quantity, it's more about the quality as well as consistency. I think this is again very undersold. Many people do not understand this, but it's very important that you understand this also. So moving quickly into the key metrics, I want to make you understand the concept of click-through rate. So do not think is a very different term. So most important point is, many instance, uh, what it means by click-through rate is, अगर आप एक campaign बनाएंगे, so there will be an action which will happen. So which means click, people may take action on, or like people may click on that particular action, and after that what happens, how many people have clicked on it. And so towards ensuring this click through rate, there are three things which are very important. One, the headline. So many times ऐसे आप न्यूज़ आर्टिकल या कुछ वेबसाइट्स में अगर देखेंगे तो you will see something which is very nice, very catchy title, or something which your target audience will be able to resonate with. एक ऐसे हम examples कुछ दे दें तो, how do you increase your business in the next 5 days, or how do you increase your business in under 1,000 rupees. So you will see that there are different ways by which people play with the headlines, which means the headlines plays a very important role. That's the first point. So now moving to the second point, if you look into relevant keywords, so let's assume ऐसे हम देख लें तो जो कोई इंडस्ट्री पे है, so is the keyword appropriate. मैं ऐसे ही थोड़ा कुछ examples देता हूँ. तो food industry is again very big. Within food industry, which segment are you focusing? So you can always say I'm focusing on food industry, but even within the food industry, you have to be very specific. Is it the food service industry? Is it the bakery? Is it the confectionery? Is it the dairy? Is it the ice cream? So you can see that there is a wide spectrum which is there, which will help you identify with your target audience. Because if you want food ingredient companies to come to you, are you using the right keywords? Whom do you want to attract? Is it the B2B audience? Is it the B2C audience? And identifying and understanding these right keywords will play a very important role. So many of you may ask, okay, how do I know this keywords? मैं कैसे ले लूँ? So for this, you will have to use the concept of empathy. मतलब, so if I am a customer, what keywords will I search? So I think this is where अगर जो कोई हम business करने वाले हो, we should forget that business we are doing. How will my customer reach out to you? What, so which means you will have to ask yourself what service you're providing and what keyword options will you select if you want a particular service offer. So I would strongly suggest that this, the second point of keywords is largely a role play. Because many times जो कोई business हम करते हैं, we will assume that our customers know us already. No, it does not work that way, because we are very fixated with a view and vision. But unfortunately, the customer is using different keywords, and they are going to our competitors. So very always understand what keywords your customers or potential customers will be typing in Google, so that your company or your business or your campaign pops in front of them. This is the second most important thing. The third is a call to action. And I say call to action, what do you want the customer to do? So a simple example is, do you want them to sign? Do you want them to buy? Do you want them to subscribe? So there could be anything. So you can ask people to, oh, buy this today, or subscribe, or get action. So the basic idea here is, what is the call to action? What do you want your target audience to do? Because first we so now if you take a simple example of this entire advertising campaign, you may have triggered this campaign. You had people click on the headline using specific keywords, and then they have landed into your platform. It could be your platform, it could be a social media page, it could be anywhere. Then what do you want them to do? So this is where you have to very importantly collect information. So here you can say, call us, or share these details, we will get back. So it could be anything. So this is again the most important thing you will have to do, so that your team, your sales and marketing team, can reach out and take the necessary action. So it's a very important point. Let's quickly move further on this conversion rate. So here you see that there are the conversion rate is something which is very important, because I'm very sure uh, anyone who is putting money on the social media platforms, every rupee matters. For every 100 rupees or 1000 rupees, what do I get out of it? How do I leverage? How do I make most out of it? So either I have to get more following, or I have to have more downloads, or I have to have better reach, or I will probably get some conversion, where I will get some business from my target audience. I think that is the most important thing. So now for this conversion, there are different pointers. The basic idea here is the total conversion by total clicks. So that's, it's more like a ratio. And to ensure we do this, there are very many things we can do. Some simple examples I would like to give here is, you can lead forms or the lead forms. I will show it in the live session when I present it, because only when the conversion happens, the ROI gets generated. Because as business owners, हम सभी के पास पैसे कम है, इसलिए every rupee matters. So very important to ensure that we generate a conversion rate which is in line with objective. And most important thing is, do not mix it up. If the objective is only to increase following, great, only be happy with the following you get. If you feel you want to get 5 leads, 10 leads, or 100 leads, be only focused. So many people get confused. Many people think I will get multiple objectives accomplished. No, in social media or in the entire spectrum of digital marketing, it focuses on a razor sharp approach, where you will achieve specific objective on the basis of how you choose this value chain. So do not expect that I will put in a particular amount and I get 2 or 3 items checkbox. It may not happen. Which is where, especially in paid campaigns like this, it will never happen. So again, I'm not demotivating anyone, but this is a fact we have to be aware of. Let me quickly move ahead with the basic points. So, cost per acquisition is again a parameter that we have to be understanding. What it means here is, so let's assume, if I have a person, let's say a person from my company, speak with people on the call, and I have one person for whom I pay 15,000 rupees. I'm just taking some random example. So now, if I spend or have this person spend 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month and get this, and probably get 5 leads or 10 leads. So now the basic understanding you will have to do is have your mathematics right in terms of how your current sales and marketing team achieve the objective. So this is a basic metric you will have in place, and now you will focus on how much money you spend in digital will generate as much acquisition or the lead or the intended target approach by a social media or a digital approach, because it is also important to note this may change for different entities, different companies, different industries. For B2B, it may be a different number, or the cost or the CPA may be a little high. For the B2C companies, it may be less. So, which is where it is very, very important. Every company will monitor what is the cost per acquisition if in a non-social media approach. And now if you want to put money on a digital platform, how does it work? So it is very important, and these are numbers and metrics you will have to document at every level, which means अगर आपने एक फर्स्ट कैंपेन जून महीने के लिए आपने कुछ शुरू किए, so how much money you put on that platform, how much money you spent on that campaign, and how much the was the cost per lead or cost per acquisition you got. Likewise, the next campaign. So let's say the first campaign you did in Google, then the second campaign you did in social media platforms like a LinkedIn or a Facebook or Instagram. It is very important to periodically keep documenting it so that you know which campaigns work better. Sometimes you do a campaign during a festival time where there is more competition. Sometimes you may do it in a time which is like a weekend, which is again more competitive. And sometimes you may do it in a weekday. And once you understand which is effective, you will constantly go about replicating. So there is no fixed format in which will work for you, but you will have to keep documenting each of these and understand these numbers. So the basic idea here is, if the cost per acquisition is lesser, it means that it is effective for you. I hope I'm making sense and you're understanding this. So because the lead, the amount you spent on generating a very positive lead or conversion is lesser, it means it's less cost for you. So this is a very, very important point you have to understand. So this is again on the return on ad spend. So these are more with regard to tracking effectively how or how much revenue you've been able to generate. Because many times what happens is you may be doing one level of reach out or probably these outreach campaigns on the digital media campaign marketing, and then you may download these in the form of an Excel sheet where you will have 50, 100 or thousands of leads. But it's very, very important to understand how much revenue did you get from these leads, because many times we may forget, because you may possibly download this list or probably the lead list and share it to your sales and marketing team, but it's very important to keep again documenting how many revenue or how much money did you generate from this entire campaign. That way, on one side, you will have the cost on one side where you spent, let's say, 10,000 rupees for a particular campaign, and let's say from 10,000 you were able to possibly achieve 1 lakh, then that's the return on the ad campaign you spent. I hope that's clear. So which means you have to keep documenting it again in your internal system, because the system will not do it for you. Because many instances the conversion may happen within a platform or may happen outside of the platform, because if you have an e-commerce platform, it may be integrated, but I understand we may have a diverse set of businesses within our Satna Incubation Center. Sometimes some of you are possibly generating businesses providing services, some of you have products, some of you have a mix of both. So it's very important to again document so that you know that okay, this works, this doesn't work, this is effective, this is optimized, this is something which you will want to provide, and many times there may be more sub leads. For instance, a simple example is you generated one customer, customer one, through this campaign, and that customer one may provide you a reference of two or three people. So these may possibly be missed out on all of these entire thing, because that list may not exist within your platform itself. So which is why it's very important to know and document all of it, so that you don't miss out in tracking the actual return or revenue you generated, on the quantum of revenue you generated on the basis of the advertising spends you need. Most importantly, if there's any question, Sanjana, I just wanted to check अगर कोई कुछ questions audience के पास है, we'll probably, I don't want to keep doing a one-way discussion. If anyone has any questions, we can probably take some questions off the cuff as well. So, are there any
Uh,
questions, so that I will?
uh, Sir, at the end of the session, we'll
Sure.
discussing the questions. Okay.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay,
Okay, sir.
great. So perfect. So there are a lot of tools which are available, which I will discuss right now. So one is the Google Ads itself, and the Facebook Ad Manager, which right now is being integrated as Meta Suite. I will show the demo of it for your better understanding. And there are some other external tools also. I'm not too sure if some of you are aware. There are tools like SEMrush, which will help in identifying and understanding if the keywords are effective and the platforms are optimized. So there, I will probably show some demonstrations, or probably at least the links, so that you can access it. The subsequent thing is A/B testing. So what A/B testing? So you have to understand what A/B testing is. So what you can typically do is, before you do the actual campaign, to you release it or you publish it to the your target audience, you can actually test it. So what happens, uh, by testing it, it will give some kind of indication on what could be the potential benefit. So which means I can use the concept of the A/B testing in a controlled or regulated environment, which means the customers will not know that whichever campaign I'm running, but the system, on the basis of a lot of metrics, will throw some inputs saying that, oh, you know what, this may be better, this may not be better. So it will throw you some inputs, so that you can take a decision. So A/B testing is something which is very, very important. So before you go and launch the ad campaign, you may want to have a check on it. And the third important thing is the audience targeting. This is a very, very important thing, because I would say it is a part of market intelligence. Many instances, we assume we know everything, which probably is true, but sometimes, do we know our customers better? A simple example is, if I'm reaching probably to targeting to infant nutrition, or probably kids, then what do you think will be the target audience? So here, while the customers will actually be the children or the infants, the consumers will actually be the, I'm sorry, it's the other way around. The consumers will be the children and the kids. The customers will actually be the parents. So which means I have to target my audience in such a manner that I know that my audience involves people, which is men, women, who have at least one child. So, and again, the child within that age group, because that parent may have a kid which is 15, 17, 18 years, but that is not my intended target audience. So which means I can go to that extent of focusing to that level. And most importantly, people make mistakes on demographics. So here, when I say demographics, वो कहाँ रहते हैं? So do you want to focus a specific region? Metro पे रहते हैं, नहीं तो I mean कुछ villages पे रहते हैं. And what kind of devices do they use? शायद ये Android phone use करते हैं या iPhone use करते हैं. And do they check? And another important thing is, many times we know that people access Facebook or such platforms during their birthdays. So birthday or birth month is a high potential use case. You can probably look at those, and also you may have specific interests. So interest, जैसे बोले तो maybe some people, if they like ABC, they may like your product. If they like specific aspects in their life or probably in their surroundings, they may like your product. So I think all these are market intelligence. The more you know about your target audience, it will be appropriate. So this is again a very very important aspect, because whether you do this entire concept of reaching out to your customers by yourself using your own social media team, or a third party, this is something which will have to come from you, meaning your only you will know your target audience better. And moving ahead with the ad scheduling, it is very important that you run these ad campaigns at a time which your target audience is more likely to access it. So, which is where social media platforms allow you to showcase at specific time points. So, for instance, if you think your audience will access content, let's say by morning 10 o'clock Monday, or they are better off accessing on a Friday or a Saturday, Sunday. So, which means, are you running these ad campaigns at those specific times? So, if you see this audience targeting and audience scheduling, there is a direct correlation, which means the more you know about your target audience, the more you will be able to effectively leverage these ad campaigns as well. So, this will help in ensuring that the possibility or the hit rate or the propensity of reaching to the intended target audience at the appropriate time as possible. So this, and most importantly, all social media platforms allow you to ensure these timings can be scheduled seamlessly, because you don't have to be waking up at night 12 o'clock, because if some of you are targeting the international markets, you don't have to wake up at night 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So there are tools which are possible, scheduling can be done, and there are other social media management platforms which allow you to do this as well. Moving on, the last point on bid management is again a very very important point. This will tell you how much you will want to uh, provide, or how much bid would you want to do. So most importantly, if you see during the festival times and the peak seasons, it may be very competitive, where you will have to play around in a manner so that you have a better campaign or better reach, or better use of your money to generate business. So it's a very very important point. For this, you will have to keep reading a little bit on the bid part also. So I think I will probably towards the end, or maybe I leave some resources for you to read, because Google and all these social media platforms keep changing these dynamisms periodically. So it's not like a very very static thing. It keeps changing from time to time. Okay, so now as a quick summary, I just want to tell you something. Start with define your objectives, and I mean goals and objectives. What do you want to achieve? So do you want big reach? Do you want more followers? Do you want more people to download your app or platform? Do you want maybe more sales and leads? What is it you want? So I think understanding the goals and objectives is very very important. Second, which channels? आप गूगल पे करना चाहोगे, या सोशल मीडिया? तो सोशल मीडिया पे ज़्यादा थोड़ी है. सो यू डू यू वांट टू डू इट इन फेसबुक और इंस्टाग्राम, और डू यू वांट टू डू इन लिंक्डइन? बिकॉज अगर आपके बिजनेस तो B2B है, so you may want to, do you really want to do at Instagram? So again, this is again another common mistake sometimes people do. People think, oh, Instagram celebrities, maybe it's a good idea, but for your business, is it important? Is it relevant? Do you think your target audience will be there? Because if it's not likely to be there, or if your decision makers are not going to be there, or maybe they're sitting in LinkedIn, then no point in spending money in Instagram and Facebook. So do not blindly put money on platforms just because someone said it. So you have to do some kind of your assessment if your intended target audience is there. So I mean, I'm not saying that you should not do it. You can test it, but take informed decision. Do not blindly put money into platforms without reviewing progress. Another point is create a campaign with messaging. So I think that's again a very important point. And actually, I mean, do the actual campaign, and see what kind of data is coming through, And the sixth point is a very, very important point. So there is a lot of optimization, there's a lot of learning, there's a lot of data analysis which you have to do so that you will know what happens out of it. Just give me 1 minute, just give me a minute. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm back. Let me quickly move ahead. So there are some case studies and examples. I think more than the case studies and examples, you can quickly see that one, by improving ad campaigns, you can possibly do some magic around it and the targeting audiences. So I did very clearly indicated that the more you focus on identifying and understanding who your target audience is, you will be able to achieve the desired results. And the third point is, uh, let's assume you have three campaigns which you are running, one probably in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one in the evening, or probably one in the weekend. So now you have to closely keep monitoring what kind of CTR, what kind of CPA, and what kind of the ROI, or probably the return on ads you're getting it for each of these campaigns. And the minute you observe the very interesting trend, then no point. And let's assume that you have allocated 1,000 rupees each for all these campaigns. So now you understand that the campaign which works good or works wonders on a weekend is good. Then what is it you'll do? Obviously you will put more money on it, right? So which means you will see how, what is the benefit, or how are each of these campaigns performing. So let's assume out of these three campaigns, the third or probably the weekend, the campaign is actually running in most effective. Then you can allocate more money towards it, which means you can allocate 2,000 rupees for it, and probably you can allocate just 500 each for the other campaign. I think these are very, very simple and fundamental things, so that the way in which you focus, you'll be able to effectively leverage on the money. Because I understand that money is the most important asset each of us will have. So it's very important that we have a very judicious focus on it. So okay, I think this is just the conclusion part, but I will, before I move here, I'm going to be sharing a screen. And okay, give me a minute, I'm going to be sharing a screen, and we'll get going. Just give me 1 minute. I hope I can share my screen. Is it visible?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm actually going to be doing a share screen.
Yes, sir.
Just confirm if this is visible.
No, sir. It's not visible.
1 minute. I'm trying to. Yeah, is it visible now?
No, sir. It's not visible.
Now?
No, sir.
Oh, okay, give me a minute. I'm trying to
Okay.
show it
Yes,
again.
yes.
Share screen. Is it visible now?
No, sir. It's not visible. Yes, sir. No, it's visible.
Okay, great, great, great. Okay, so for the benefit of everyone here, you can see this. I mean, what I've shown here is a Meta Business Suite, and this is something for an actual entity, e-commerce platform. And you can see that there are different pointers which are there. This is the lead center. This is where you will get all the leads which will be generated for your business. You will see that, like, this is how you will get to see the screen, and you will get to see maybe, let me show something, and you'll understand some perspective. One second. Something quite earlier on, then. Just give me a minute. I'm just trying to pick a date sometime and then I'm trying to show it. Okay, but the basic idea here is you will typically able to see that how the details are structured, and you can see how you can go about sharing the details. You can see the planner here, where you can assign, you can schedule the campaigns, and you can actually do an ad campaign. So here you can see this is what I've been mentioning: the reach or the engagement, the clicks or the likes. Uh, let's see if there is something which I can pick on the details. I can pick for last time frame. I can pick for an earlier time frame and show something. So you can see, right? You can see that a page like has a campaign has been put in, and you can see the results which are there. Uh, you can see that the number of followers, likes, and then the reach, the cost per like, and you can see the metrics here, the placements, and so this is where I've been mentioning. You can tell whether you want to show it on the mobile feed or desktop feed. So here, the basic idea here is: do you want people to access on the mobile phone or on the desktop? And you can also see on the basis of location which locations you want to target, and you can also show on the audience. So this is on the demographics part. You can see the demographics part here, and you can see the summary which are there. um, I should be able to show something for a longer time frame. So if I were to do a campaign, a new campaign as well, you can see, right? So I think this is what I was mentioning on the campaign. Do you want to go ahead with? And one more thing, what many people are, in case they're not aware, Facebook and Instagram are the one belong to the same Meta, the same company. So which means you can do both of these integrated together, and you can also do this where you want to go ahead with the automated ads. You want to get messages or boost the Instagram or get more calls, get more website visitors, or get more leads. You also use promote your business locally, because sometimes many people search on Google, and they know, okay, within the region do you want to get your business promoted. So you will see how these goals have been indicated, and here you go ahead and select the goal. So if, let's say, you want more leads, you will click here, and you will go ahead with the subsequent things, and I will showcase some more details here, and you will see that the ad preview will be shown here, and how the ad will look like, and you will also see how many people it will reach, and how many leads, how many you will see the leads, right? How much people you will possibly get business from, and how much is the budget. And this is what I was recommending or mentioning on the form. And button is nothing but your call to action. If you remember, in many of the campaigns, you will see something like apply, learn, get code, sign, subscribe. So this is how your button will look like. So what is your call to action? And today, what has also happened is, because it has been observed, social media has been misused. You will also have to declare if it has anything to do with maybe credit, in terms if you're offering something on financial services, because many people, a lot of frauds are happening, fraudulent activities. So to avoid people to fall for it, these are indications you will have to declare, in case you have a business related with credit, employment, housing, or social issues, or actions and politics. I think only if you relates with. But I understand most of us here are in the business space, so you may not require to update it, and you can see how you will want to showcase it and go ahead with this. And the minute you do this, you will get to see the details on the demographics, and get to proceed ahead with it. So, and most importantly, it's more about I didn't mention on the content planners and the insights. So this is on the insights part, which is very important. I will quickly stop here and show the screen here. I hope you're able to see the screen here. You can see the impressions, reach, content, and and you can check it on daily, or probably you can check it on cumulative as well. So then you will know if your business has been achieving the desired result, or you will want to change, or you will want to make any change to this. So there is a very important set of inputs you get once you do this. So I will probably stop and pause here, and maybe take up some questions. And like this, you can probably look at Google's ad campaign also, and check how the campaigns are moving. I remembered just now that I did mention about SEMrush, so it is my responsibility to quickly showcase on SEMrush so that you have some idea to it. Just give me 1 minute. I'm taking the screen to SEMrush so that you have a quick check on those screens as well. Just give me 1 minute. I'm trying to
Sure,
open
sir.
the screen, and I will share it on the screen here. Okay, lovely. I have got the details. So I'm presenting the share screen again, and hope you will see it right now. Just confirm if you're able to access it. Is my screen sharing right now?
Uh, no, sir, not.
Now,
No, sir, not now.
is it?
No.
Give me a minute. I thought
Okay,
I'm
okay,
sharing
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I think it shared, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm resharing it again.
Oh, sure, sir.
Is it visible now?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, SEMrush is the platform, SEMRUSH, and this is more on the keyword analytics. So here you can see the kind of keyword, and you can actually check it for different websites. Can anyone give me your website or something so that we can quickly check? Anyone has website? I know many of you are accessing online. Can anyone give me your email, your website, so that I can quickly? Are there any volunteers here? Sanjana, can you check if there are people, anyone who wants to have their platform checked?
Yes, sir. So wait a second. Sir, electrostoreshop.com.
Can you spell it for me, please?
Yes, sir. Sir,
EL.
ECTRO
Okay.
electro store STORE and shop shop.com.
Is it store dot shop?
Store.com.
Is it correct?
Uh, so dot com.
Is it right
It,
right now? Electrostoreshop.com, correct?
yes, sir, yes, sir, it is correct.
Okay, so okay, I'm going to be checking this. Let's see what comes out of it. You can see that your website is accessible largely within India, and I can see that you have not done paid promotion because you can see the blue and orange indicator. Blue means organic traffic, and in recent times there has been a good traction I can see, and the keywords used are electro-store and power bank kit. Is that something you do? Can someone tell me? I mean, whoever gave that, tell me whatever is, if this is in line with it, and probably the focus areas. Electro-store, Roboman, are these your correct? I mean, are these your competitors? These are the backlinks. What it means is the companies which are promoting your website, or probably where your website is being found. So these are again some exercises where you can check it out. And another thing I can also probably do here is I can check. I can also do this compare, and I can also do check only within the Indian market. Because if you think only within the Indian market is the focus, you can probably limit this exercise to the Indian market itself. So this is again a very important thing. And another interesting learning is informational, which means people are checking your website on information, and then they're coming, which is a good sign, I would say. Um, and transactional is again a little, no, transactional also is a pretty good one. So, which is fine. So I can see that there's been pretty decent coverage, and it gives some perspective. So you may want to consider aspects on some form of paid promotions also. Okay, so I think I'll probably stop or pause here. But for the benefit of people, you can actually check it here, and you can also look at different keywords and analyze if these are appropriate and if these are working for you. So with that, I'll probably come back to the screen and check if there are any other questions from the audience.
Yes, sir. Before Q&A forum, I want to thank you for such a comprehensive and insightful presentation. So, sir, let's address some of the questions that have come in from our viewers. So, we have a question coming from one of the startup. So, the question is, what are the common mistakes businesses makes in performance marketing?
Nice. Thanks for that lovely question. I think the general or the common mistake is the objectives. What objective do you want to achieve? So, because many times, like I said, you may want leads, but you may end up looking for conversion, or probably you may want to be looking for increased reach. So, do not mix it up. If you want to achieve leads, only focus on it. And I think that's the common mistake number one. That's the first mistake people generally make. Second, I would generally see is the target audience. To which target audience are you promoting? So I think which is where it's very important to understand and know who your customers are. Even if it means that you have to do some kind of research, please do something about knowing who your customers are. So some very simple examples, if I may give us, which age are you targeting? Because are they men? Because some brands, many people, many women prefer. So no point in promoting to men. So or some it's or vice versa. So it's very important to understand who your target customer, because in social media you can promote it. See, that's the beauty and power of social media, right? Because in a newspaper or a mass media like television, you will probably promote it for the entire world. But in digital marketing, you can target men aged between 30 to 45, or women 30 to 45, and who probably belong to this mid level system, who is probably residing in the metros, or probably is living in a tier 1 city or a tier 1 town, or who is using Android phone. So which means the persona, the customer persona. So which means I would say, even before you do any of these activities, try to see who, if you can create this kind of a persona, then this target, or I mean, segmentation and probably throwing this appropriately is easier. Last, I mean, the third or probably the final mistake which people do is the content, because you may have put in the message for a larger outreach, but you may want to be achieving sales or leads. So be very, very watchful about the content and the campaign, because it has to be aligned. So if it is for a reach, great, keep the messaging right. If it is for generation, let it be appropriate, and the call to action, because that's also something which people may miss out. Because if you think, oh, it's subscribe, or see, there's a lot of difference, right? Subscribe is very different, and buy now is very different. So or shop now. So very, very simple things. You may think, oh, what here, I've done everything right. You may have done everything right. You may have got the content right. You may have got the platform right. You may have got everything right, messaging. But what if the call to action was wrong? Gone, unfortunate. So be very, very watchful. I think it's a very, very step by step process where, like I said, I think if I may probably take the screen here once more.
Sure, sir.
So I think I'll take the same screen here. Objective, which is the objective you want to reach, with channel. So I think people can make mistakes in the channel as well. So I think if you can resonate with it, The minute you know who your customers are, you will know, oh, you know what, I will promote in Facebook, I will not promote in Instagram. Or you will take a stand saying that my target audience are the young people who are like probably 17 to 28. Great, lovely. Do it in his Instagram and YouTube. So I think that's something which is there. And then create a campaign with messaging, execute, and also, and most important thing is in any form of this activity, always ensure that you have proper feedback and you keep learning from the market, because there is nothing like looking at the data and understanding and learning from the market. So I hope, like I said, a lovely question, and most importantly, I mean, you may have done anything of the thing right, but probably you may have overlooked that particular part. So I hope that was something which is very useful to you.
Yeah, thanks for answering, sir. Sir, our next question is, how often should one analyze and adjust their performance marketing strategies?
Again, nice, very interesting question. It really depends. So let's say you're running this campaign for uh, 1 week, then probably after 1 week is a better idea, because one more thing is, with just one day is going to be difficult. Sometimes depending on your product or service offering, you may want to leave it, so sometimes uh, you allocate that budget. 10 days, don't touch it. 10 days, let it run. And then look into that particular map and then see, oh, okay, I can see this over the last 10 days. I can see the crest and fall. I can see, oh, Monday it's increasing, and Monday 7 p.m. or Wednesday 12 p.m. So there could be all these metrics and data which is going to come for you. And if you see this for extended time frame, then it will be easier, because doing it only for 1 or 2 days is a very, very short time frame. It will not give you that appropriate desired results. I would strongly suggest the longer the duration is better. But obviously, I know that money is at stake. So you can't, I can't say that, okay, बेच दो 3 महीने पैसे डाल दो and then we'll assess. I think may not be appropriate, but at least 6 to 10 days is a reasonable time frame when you will want to assess and then look into it. But most importantly, whenever you will do it, also look into other factors. See what are the other factors. So it could be like our festivals, maybe the Saturday, Sundays. You may want to look at all these external indicators which are probably playing within the market. And another thing you will also want to see is, are the competitors also putting some such campaigns also, because that may impact the bid management part of it. So to quickly summarize, the time, 6 to 10 days to 15 days is a fair time frame when you will want to do it. But you will have to constantly keep doing it, because only then you will know how, and how this entire thing pans out. And another thing is, you may also want to do these campaigns or ad campaigns at different time frames to know which works for you, because I'm very sure you would not have known, okay, this time works effectively for you. But if you can probably do it at multiple instances, you will have a robust sample set to determine that.
Uh, Thank you so much, sir, for presentation and answering the questions. So, before we conclude, I like to extend a big thanks to our mentor for sharing his expertise. We are truly grateful for the time and efforts you have dedicated to this session. And to our audience, thank you for joining us. I hope you found the session informative and beneficial. Make sure to implement the insights gained today in your startup journey. Wishing you all success. Take care and stay tuned for more sessions. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so much. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to speak